Here at Helmuth Ford, we are a small town dealership with no hassle and no pressure.
Hi, I'm Brenda Pape, owner of the Unique Salon here in Oskaloosa, Iowa, and we are hiring a hairstylist. This station could be yours if you're interested in the job here at the Unique Salon. We have openings for a commission-based stylist or even a rental stylist. So if you're interested, please get back to me at the Unique Salon, 673-4969. Thank you.
Welcome back to the show.
Welcome back to the show.
And now, your hosts of the Card Subject to Change podcast, the For Frequency's Sake Tag Team Champions of the World, the Wizard CZ, and Never Wrong Nick Bull.
Hello, one and all, and welcome back to another exciting edition of the Card Subject to Change podcast. The podcast by the fan for the fan. Of course, we're powered by Lopez Pizza. We're built by Durham Remodeling, colored by Ryan Allison Tattoo, and protected by Jared Zook of Country Financial. So glad you're with us. So glad you found us. And if you love wrestling, this is the place to be. I am your host, Never Wrong Nick Bull. We're so happy to have you here. Yeet! God, I've always wanted to do that. I've always wanted to do that, and I can do it in context, and I don't look like a dork. Yeet! I would be remiss if I did not introduce to you my tag team partner, the engine behind the Ferrari. He keeps this thing going. He is the one. He is the only. We are co-champs of the For Frequency's Sake Tag Team Champs of the World. The Wizard CZ. Wiz, how you doing?
Man, I am super stoked to talk about what we're going to talk about tonight. This was a great weekend, a lot of fun. And Nick, I know we watched everything at the Highview last night. I am going to get you to hop up on that table and yeet. I'm going to do it. It's going to happen. And I'm going to film it when it does.
Okay, I will hop up on the table like the announcers do. If I can, we're going to do this later in the year. We're going to, when it's nice out, we're going to have you doing the Jey Uso entrance, like at a park.
Okay.
And the people in the park are going to be unbeknownst to what we're doing, but you're just going to walk through them like you're this megastar, just yeeting everybody.
I'll have to get the yeet glasses for sure.
Yeah, of course. You know, if you're just tuning in, we're going to, of course, talk about the biggest wrestling event of the year so far. Whoa! What's this?
If you smell, wait a minute. This isn't an NBA trade deadline podcast. I'm in the wrong place. Hold on, I gotta go.
He's dropping Woj bombs here.
Another one literally just dropped when we went on the air. But hey, it's madness, everybody. Hi guys, how are you?
Joe, how are you doing? We're doing great.
We're doing great. I'm telling you what, I'm so glad you showed up as entry 31 because Nikki Bella last night at 30 is the most disappointing 30th entrant I've ever witnessed in my life.
We will talk about that for sure. She can still dance. Her hips aren't dead yet. They might lie a little, but hey, good.
They
for
lie.
her.
Oh, they lie.
She yucks somebody's yum. That's for sure. But yeah, man, it's really cool to be here. I always love seeing you guys and chatting with you guys. It's been a crazy weekend. I had a game Friday, huge rivalry game Friday. Was out of town yesterday, came back for the Rumble, and then today went to go see Illinois. Luckily, the Illinois Fighting Illini did not ruin my weekend. So we're here now, and we're excited and ready to go. I'm really excited for this. I appreciate you guys having me on. I was bugging you guys like a couple weeks ago. Like I I just want us to like sit down and talk about like cool WrestleMania stuff because I miss you. And then Chris hits me up the other day and he was like, "Hey, do you want to do the Rumble?" I was like, "I think I can get back in time. I think I'll be back before like midnight." So it is really cool to see y'all, and I'm really excited to be here. And yes, I am better. I am the correct 31st entrant.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. We're joined here by Joe the Show Winkle. You can catch him on the Educated Ignorance podcast. You can also catch him on the call for the Moline Maroons basketball games. That's on
QCSportsnet.com.
Sportsnet. Yep. I was forgetting the net part of it, but yep, you can find him there. But I was excited when we got you booked to talk about this, and even more excited now that we got probably the most shocking / surprising entry or ending in Rumble history. I mean,
yeah.
So it's just fuel for the fire. We're glad to have what, Joe. I guess I'll ask your biggest takeaway from the show. What was your thoughts to yourself? What were you saying out loud or to other people when the show ended?
It was so I watched with one of my best friends, Blake, last night, and we were just genuinely happy. It was for the men's Rumble. It was one of the two, I think, best I've seen in my lifetime. I wasn't a wrestling. I was only 6 years old and not a wrestling fan yet when the 2001 Royal Rumble happened, which is, I think, popularly acclaimed as the greatest Royal Rumble of all time. Just from knowing back, from knowing back that, were you going to say 92? Okay,
Yeah.
Just saying from like a person by person standpoint, I do, and someone who has the WWE Network trademark. Or AKA now a Peacock subscription in America, you can go back and watch old shows. So I've watched it, and I felt like guy for guy, it was the most loaded actual Rumble. Like the last third of it, it's just like in the end when it's the final like 11 guys in the ring, it's like everyone, it's like 10 Hall of Famers and Logan Paul. It was really good. So like it was fun. It was just really fun, and the ending was genuinely surprising and in a good way. And it's going to be nice to listen. I know we'll have qualms about certain things. I feel like to your guys' fan base, and you guys have a great one, and you guys always kill it. I feel like the only few times that I've actually come on to talk about pay-per-views was the SummerSlam after Jay lost to Roman, and we did like the live show after WrestleMania Night 1 last year. So I feel like I've only been on here to talk negatively. So I hope people now can understand after tonight that I do enjoy the product of the WWE, because the third time is the charm. And it was just fun. It was just really fun, man. And that's what it's supposed to be. The other one I was going to say that I enjoyed the most Rumble-wise, the 2018 one was exciting for all the reasons, even though afterwards it kind of went to hell. And the 2021, obviously, with Drew and Brock, those were my other two like favorites. But last night it was just a joy, man. It really was.
Incorrect. I mean, it's obviously it's the kickoff to WrestleMania season. Not only do we get one Rumble, we get two Rumbles now with the addition of the women's. Last night was the 8th running of the women's Rumble. But like, it's like the most interactive match, right? Like everybody is into it. The countdowns, everybody's up for the entrances. I think it's the match that has the interest, that piques the most interest of wrestling fans all year.
I think so too, right? It's like everybody who's a wrestling fan, whether they're even into it or not, know what the Royal Rumble is.
For sure.
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely.
And you're watching for the surprise entrance, right? You're watching for the callbacks. But I'm telling you, you made that comment about, there's all these studs in there, and Logan Paul. Everybody in the ring was a world champion or had won a world champion. It was like 11 people in the ring. 8 former world champions. Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, Logan Paul, who are all 3 over in their own way, shape, or form, and are all 3 future world champions, I think, in the next 2 to 3 years. So I got to thinking in my head, man, this may be the most loaded Rumble with the star power they have. There haven't been really any duds, and you can kind of go back. And I know 92 was well before your time, Joe. I'm not sitting here saying that stay off my yard. This Rumble wasn't great.
No, but for it was the first
roster.
Yeah, and the first one, you're right, though. Stacked roster, and the first one ever, one of only, 2 that were actually for the world title. So yeah, no,
Yep.
I totally understand when people say 92 is one of the best.
So, where do we want to start, gentlemen? Because there's so much to talk about. I mean, obviously, we know what everybody, if unless you lived under a rock yesterday, knows what happened, knows the big surprise at the end. And I think that should be our main event tonight, is talking about the men's rumble. But we had 3 other matches on this card. The women's rumble, we had 2 out of 3 falls with DIY and the Motor City Machine Guns. And of course, we had the ladder match between KO and Cody. I don't think we're going to spend a lot of time talking about the tag match, so we might as well just rip that Band-Aid off now. What do you think, fellas?
That's up to you, man. We really just hop around on here, but I understand if you want to leave the men's rumble for last. I get that, but let's you this is like this is the choose your own adventure wrestling podcast book, the closest thing you'll ever get. So you decide where we go, and then we'll go for there.
I mean, you both know I'm a huge Johnny Gargano fan, a huge DIY fan.
Mark.
100%. I will fully admit that. But on such a stacked card, this is the dud match of the night, and it wasn't really a dud match. It didn't have the most hype. It was lacking the same build that the men's rumble and Cody and KO had, and even the women's rumble to an extent. I mean,
if you're saying, okay, I'll say what you're trying to say. Of the 4 matches, this was the least appealing of the 4, right?
Yes.
So it was going to get put in that spot after the women's rumble, before the Cody KO WWE title match. I get it. I am a big tag team wrestling fan, so this match did pique my interest. I think it's big that the titles are being defended on a major show. I think it's bigger that they're being defended in a big arena like that. We all know how VKM felt about tag team wrestling. Triple H cares for it a lot more, and it's not as featured as much as I'd like it to be, but I'm glad there was a tag team title match on the card. And then look at the 2 tag teams we got to see. DIY. Like Gargano and Ciampa by themselves, I'm not really into, but I can get into them as a tag team. So I'm behind DIY. And then you got the freaking Motor City Machine Guns. Still doing their thing.
Legend.
So I was pumped for this match and actually very excited. And for once, I didn't roll my eyes and cringe at the 2 out of 3 falls stipulation. I really didn't, because I was like, wow, let's get the most we can out of these guys. So I was looking forward to this match, and actually I enjoyed what I saw of it.
I think it also, as somebody who my childhood was Ruthless Aggression era SmackDown and Raw, obviously, but SmackDown was the better show. The Reign of Terror wasn't on SmackDown back then, but Ruthless Aggression era and TNA, like infancy, like television deal TNA.
Yep.
To see the Machine Guns have a tag team match in a packed stadium made my heart smile. I just wish WWE would have shelled out money for their TNA theme song, though. Now that they have a partnership with TNA, I don't know how they didn't get it, but you know what is what it is what it is, I guess.
Maybe it comes over. Maybe it's part of the settlement. Maybe it comes over. What were you going to say, CG?
It's on delay.
We want our old entrance back.
I'm gonna meld the 2 podcasts together. It's like the settlement's like the trade deadline. Them getting the Machine Guns music is like a future draft pick down the road. They gotta wait till that year rolls over. They gotta wait till that year rolls over.
Joe, I kind of want to do take a sidebar for a second here. You bring up how Motor City Machine Guns, huge stars in TNA. Since you haven't been on the show in a while, I just want to ask you, did you have the Hardy Boys having the TNA championships and Motor City Machine Gun having a WWE championship on your bingo card at all last year?
In the year 2020, in the year of our Lord 2025, probably not. Good. I mean, geez, the Hardys right now, I don't even know. TNA in general is weird, because I haven't actually followed day-to-day TNA in forever, but you see stuff and I know we'll get, but no, I never thought the gun. I guess I kind of knew for a while the guns were gonna in the middle of 2024 when they kind of weren't doing anything. All roads pointed to them going to WWE, and I'm glad they landed there, and I'm glad that Triple H kind of gets it with the indie guys, quote unquote. So they were main roster immediately. He slapped the tag belts on them immediately. And, even though they don't have them now, they are relevant to a degree, even though they can't seem to book tag team wrestling on main roster television on a week-to-week basis. But is what it is. The thing that popped me more TNA wise is that Michael Cole said Nick Nemeth's actual name in the Royal Rumble match. I was like, wait a minute, I was the Leo DiCaprio movie from the Leo DiCaprio meme from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I was like, I know who that is, Nick Nemeth. Yes. I know that name. There's a different name over here.
Yep.
That's what popped me.